Hello Cancer, and welcome to your October 2021 reading. I'm really excited to help you look into your energy today for the sun, moon, and rising signs of the Cancer collective. This is a general reading and will not resonate with everyone, but remember that these energies can be reversed. So if you're cross-watching and you go, oh, that sounds like me, you can assign the roles as you please. If this reading does not resonate with you, stick around because we're going to be talking about your essential oils that could help you, the crystals, and then we'll also be releasing the trapped emotions for you as well that will help you out in this month. That's a short little meditation at the end of this video. These messages are timeless, so we're brought to this reading, this channel, there's something in it for you. During this reading, the angels are bringing the Holy Fire Reiki energy to you. If you're wanting to know more about Mercury retrograde and dive more deeply into that, there is a video at the top of this screen. There's a link that'll take you to the all signs reading, where I go over every single sign to talk about how we are all navigating through this dark web of energy together, right? And so go ahead and check that out. I am doing personal readings, so you can check out the link in the description box for my website to get in contact with me there. If you like this reading or entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. This way you get notified as soon as I post something new. Let's talk about what's happening with the Mercury retrograde. Well, first of all, we got a lot of things happening. Specifically with you, this seems like there's a lot of energetic things going on with Cancer than I've seen with the other signs so far. So first of all, we have the new moon in Libra, which will be affecting you. We also have Mercury retrograde, which is in Libra. We have the full moon in Pisces that we just came from at the end of the month. And then we have Mars, which is going to be entering Libra as well in this month. And that's going to cause some activity that you're going to want to know about. So we're dealing with the fourth house matters with Cancer. And the fourth house has to do with the home and the roots of being. So it could be family, homes, family reunions, because we're in a retrograde, so we have reunion stuff. It could be things coming back up with your partnerships within your family. It could be renovations. If you are already working on your home before the retrograde, then it would be advisable to continue that during the retrograde. But if it's something brand new that you want to start on the home, it's not really advisable until after the retrograde is over. I put in my community tab, like there's a community post that I show the calendar that you can kind of see what's going on when Mercury is active and when it's stationed and when it's turning around, and all those things are very important to understand the energy as we move through the month. So when we're talking about fourth house matters, we're talking about family and projects and repairs and remodeling, selling your home, looking for a new home. Because Mars has lots of activity this month for you in Libra, there could be misunderstandings because of the retrograde. You could be jumping to conclusions. You can be ego-oriented and impulsive in the beginning of the month. Not the second half of the month, but in the beginning of the month. You might be more irritable at home and with your family and have disagreements. Those things could be in the mix for you, as long as you know that those things are happening. When you start to see it show up in your life, then you can recognize and say, oh my gosh, this is the planetary stuff that's happening with me right now. I'm not going to take this so personal. I'm not going to dive so deeply into this emotionally. I'm going to be more logical about what's going on and step away. Do a lot of step away this month. That would be really good. The second half of the month will be more positive though, because Scorpio is going to be entering your fifth house, which is going to be fun and games and sports and romance and love. So the second half of the month is going to be a lot better for you. Although the fourth house will still be strong because of the retrograde. It's like the closer we get out of the retrograde, you're going to be more in Scorpion energy, and your fifth house matters, which is love and romance. It's going to feel really amazing. There's going to be a big difference between the fourth house and the fifth house. There's going to be a big difference between the beginning of October and the second half of October. So there was a lot more to talk about with you, Cancer, and the planetary movements opposed to anyone else, because a lot of people are just kind of focusing in on one house. But luckily you have some reprieve, which happens in the second half of the month. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into your reading. I'm only accepting the highest and best truth for the highest and best good for the Cancer collective. And I want to thank the people who've already subscribed to my channel and helped me get to 2,000 subscribers. I'm really appreciative of you guys. If you're new here and you're checking me out, I just want to say welcome and thank you for coming and giving me a chance. I thank the people who've donated to this channel, who've clicked links in my description box and bought things, people who've gotten personal readings from me, watched my videos, watched my ads, or watched the videos that have ads on them, and came back to these videos multiple times. I'm going for a goal of 3,000 subscribers. If you've not yet subscribed and you'd like to support a channel, then please take a second to do so now. And I want to say thank you so much for waiting for me to get this video out, because I had problems with my cell phone because of the retrograde. I mean, that's part of it. Technology is part of it. The retrograde is about redoing everything. So if you had a problem with the last retrograde, it's probably going to come up during this retrograde. That's generally what happens to solidify, to make sure you learned your lesson. So, but as long as you know that that stuff happening, then you just go, okay, all right. All right, so I'm going to do a 5-card spread. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The overall energy, thank goodness, is the Empress energy, which means you are going to feel very confident, which could be ego-based too because of Mars. So watch out with Mars, okay? But you're going to feel really confident and very much in your power this month, thank goodness, because we have some planetary stuff that might be getting under our skin. So it's really good to be feeling good at the same time, and you're going to be looking good as well, thank goodness. Okay. The card that goes with that is going to be about balance. Now, Libra is the sign of balance, so that makes sense. It is an air sign, which is a sign of communication as well. But this is saying do things in moderation, especially if you're remodeling your home, if you're focusing in on your home. Don't get discouraged if things aren't going right or you have to go to Home Depot a gazillion times. It's okay. It's all right. Don't get discouraged if you don't sell your house right away. I sold a house during the retrograde. Well, I started to sell a house during the retrograde. It actually sold after the retrograde. I kept hearing intuition, do not sell it during the retrograde. And it was hard to wait, but I got like $14,000 more by not selling it during the retrograde. So you don't want to have problems with the contracts or have problems with the details not going through all the way. This is about having patience through this month, and there may be some self-healing that needs to go on. Maybe some things come up with your family life that you recognize that there's some healing that needs to happen. It might be about realigning yourself to things that serve you better. So there's definitely some really amazing things happening. Let's take a look at what else is happening. What's your energy? What's actually, because this is the overall energy. You're going to be feeling really good, but it's about balancing out so that you can continue to stay feeling really good. So luckily you have the 10 of Swords, which is a card of being done. It's better than the 10 of Wands because the 10 of Wands is putting burdens down. This is actually an ending. It's an ending of an old cycle, because the next thing that would happen would be the newness. So we have the 10 of Swords, which is it could be a painful ending. So not always, but generally when you have swords in your back, yeah, it could be about deep wounds. It could be about betrayal and loss that you're recovering from. It's and regenerating from. So this is actually a good thing because it means it's the finish line, like you've hit the finish line and now it's time to start something new. Something else is going to come in. Let's find out what this next step is during this month. The next step is to open up more than you're going to want to. So it's an encouragement of opening up. This upright is somebody who's like holding on to stuff. They're like saving their money and they're controlling everything and they're very conservative. So the other side of this could be being more open to spending more, not so self-protected, those types of things. It could also mean that you're feeling very vulnerable this month. So it goes from being done with something to just feeling really vulnerable about something. And that could lead to overspending, although we're not talking very much about pentacles right now. We're actually talking about how you're feeling in your home. And, well, it could be if you're talking about selling things. just being like, maybe not to be so greedy about what you're selling, not so self-protected and like, oh, I don't really want to sell this home because I worked so hard on this home. I get that feeling from some of you guys. But this is definitely the next step, is about being okay with your vulnerability. So for those of you that we're talking about your partnerships and not so much about selling your homes and things like that, if we're talking about the partnerships and the unions and your relationships, your past relationships as well, it's about being okay with being vulnerable and opening up and being a little bit more free about your conversations with these people. Okay, the obstacle in your way, Cancer, is that you're waiting for this communication to come in. You could be waiting for the inspiration. You could be waiting to express yourself, which is kind of holding you back. You might be waiting for something in your career. You could be waiting for travel. Maybe you want to do a short travel, or you want to travel somewhere, and it's kind of making you a little bit like, maybe you're just so tired of like the whole corona thing and messing with like the travel situations. That could be it as well. This could be you wanting to get more creative, and so there's just so many different things I'm hearing with this card for a lot of you guys, because it's with home and partnership. So what I'm hearing for the home aspect is it has something to do with creativity and creating something in creation. So if you're wanting to start something new on your home, I would wait. So this is the time for planning. If you want to do something, then plan. Maybe you go to Home Depot and you start picking out the materials that you would want to do. Maybe you start planning for it financially before you actually do anything. The second half of the month is when you're going to feel more creative and feel more like you want to actually do stuff. The issue I think that you're struggling with this month is that Mars is very active, and Mars is a fiery planet. And it's active at the same time as you are wanting to get things done with your home and with your personal matters in the home. So I think that's where the push and pull back and forth feeling that I'm having right now, and the struggle that I'm having with this reading, is because I feel like you're struggling with something that has to do with your home, or a reunion of family, or your family in the home, or something like that. There's some kind of a struggle where you want to get things done and you want things to move faster, but they're just not moving as fast as you'd like them to move. Okay, well, let's see what the strength is that's helping you, because I definitely felt the struggle. The strength is this Three of Pentacles, is that you have teamwork. Like, everybody's working with you. You have collaboration. You're learning about some cool things, so you're really liking that. And this is a good time for learning things. You might be relearning things because of the retrograde. But it's about implementation. You're feeling really good about how things are being implemented. So whenever that's the push and pull. So the struggle is that you want to be really creative and you want to get things done because you feel this Mars energy and this active energy. And then the thing that's helping you and the strength that you have is that you do have the teamwork and the harmony, and everybody's working together, and it feels really aligned. It's just the energy. Just know that it's the energy of the retrograde, and don't let it get to you. Just be really flexible, like the water, like you're really good at, Cancer, and you'll be fine through the month. It's just the first half of the month anyway that you really need to just be flexible with, and just know that, hey, you know what? Let's get that done in the second half of the month. Hey, you know what? Let's have that conversation so that there's not misunderstandings at the end of the month. Or if you do feel like you're having a misunderstanding, or you feel like you're being attacked or violated by some words, don't take offense to it. Just be like, you know what, this is the retrograde. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it pass. No big deal. And that's the cool thing about knowing about the planetary movements and knowing about the energy as we read the energy of the cards as well, is that you have a lot of information. So as you move through the month, if the month isn't going the way that you want it to go, you don't have to get attached to it. You don't have to get upset about it. You just move through it. It makes it a lot easier to kind of just understand what's happening and not feel like you're crazy. All right, what is the outcome? I'm going to dive into this card a little bit more because I'm not seeing what I need to see with it. It's about logical mindset. So let me find out. My card's backwards. Here we go. I just want to give you a story because this card, we already got a lot of like, sense of impending doom information from Spirit today, which I rarely ever get from Cancer. Normally Cancers are the most beautiful readings in the world. But, I mean, this is how we grow. I'm Cancer too, so it's like I'm reading this too and I'm like, oh. But this is how we grow, and to know that it's coming up, you just go, okay, all right, I got you, I see you. I see you, no big deal. All right, I'm gonna be fine. All right, let's see, Cancer. I'm Cancer moon, so this is how I'm gonna feel. Like, you know, the sun sign is how it's gonna, the overall energy. The moon sign has how you're gonna feel about it, and your rising sign is how it's gonna play out for you. So I'm feeling this really strongly for you guys. All right, no, it's lots of logic. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So that's what I thought. What I first heard when I heard this card is that you're going to be done with something else. So we're moving into a new beginning. So I haven't seen any new beginning cards yet, but what I do, except for this one, this is the struggle though, is that you want the new beginning. Maybe it's just not here yet. Hopefully the mid-month reading will be a lot more like we'll start to see the new beginnings coming in. But this is something that you're actually leaving and you're going to be done with, and it has to do with this Page of Swords. This Page of Swords is coming in. And this is an energy of some sort of soul contract that you've been working on for a while. This isn't anything new. Some kind of information that's going to come in, and you're going to realize that your hard work has been paying off. Thank goodness, right? And that there are people helping you all around, so you don't have to worry about that. This is all to help you with something, okay? And it's going to make you feel like you're in a crossroads, and it has to do with this narcissistic energy that you've been dealing with. So this is what I'm feeling with on the relationship aspect of the home. So there's some narcissism that you've been dealing with someone, and because of that, you've learned a lot, and it's putting you at a crossroads to make some decisions. And it's because there's some truth coming in that's going to open the door for this. It's a reunion. There is a reunion happening. And there is communication with truth. I want to dive into that just a little bit more because I didn't really hear anything about that yet. It was more about home, selling. I heard that. Renovations, I was hearing that. But I didn't hear anything about relationship and some sort of reunion of a contract. Some of you guys, it might be an old love, but it's going to be something that we're going to be finished with, that we're moving on from. Let's see, what am I feeling? What am I seeing? And I got to get going. I'm making jewelry for this lady who owns a jewelry distribution company. Anyway, it's really cool. So I got to get going to her house and drop off some jewelry. So. Okay, so yeah, we have a Knight of Wands coming in. It's definitely, it's everything. Okay, so this is in line with the soul cycle. This is in line with the soulmate cycle. Okay, which is interesting because your fourth house is lit up. But then we have fun and romance coming at the end of the month. Okay, something big is happening. We have somebody coming in. This is what you're waiting for. This is what the confusion I was hearing on this card was so like, what is this? So he's carrying this thing that you're waiting for, the thing that you're struggling, the thing that you're getting kind of like impatient with. There's the word. And it is the page of, is that the page? It is the Knight of Wands. And this is where the events are going to start to speed up. So I'm feeling this is more like the second half of the month. But some of you guys will get it beforehand, especially since it's a something, because we're in retrograde. So we're reunion of someone's reunioning coming back in. Because I have this card too, that's reunion. And the blocks are being lifted, and so it's going to be time to take action. That Mars moon is going to make this person feel like it's time to take action. I think that's what I'm feeling. They're going to feel very fired up and ambitious to do this. This is what you're waiting for, and this is what's coming in. And it's the person who left you out in the cold, who sees you as the Queen of Pentacles. And they are going to have a lot of strength to come forward to you. That's what's happening. They're overcoming their fears to come forward to you. So yeah, we have something coming in. So somebody that left you out in the cold sees you as the Queen of Pentacles. It doesn't see you as a female. They see you as someone who's very reliable, generous, affectionate, very wise, great at finances and health and sex and taking care of your body and your money, and they just see you as just an amazing person. And they're coming back in because one, I think they've always kind of felt this way about you, but they've denied it for so long, and now they're just not going to deny it anymore. And so that's coming in to have some conversations with you. So yeah, we do have some conversations. So there's a mixture of you like renovating your home or selling your home or doing things on your home, even redecorating. I mean, there's just a mixture of that where you're like preparing your own home, and then turn around and you have this reunion or this union coming in at the same time. I definitely feel like at the second half of the month, it's going to feel more fun and free. It might, now that you know that there could be some ego-based stuff and some disagreements, I don't think that you're going to handle it as well as if you didn't know. So if it does come in earlier than that, I think you're going to be mature and responsible about it, so I wouldn't worry about it so much. Let's find out what the love cards are, and I need to check the time. I maybe only do your reading before I go out today, because I had all these problems with my cell phone this morning, so I couldn't. I mean, I had said I had no service, the towers were out, it was just a big mess. Well, that's Mercury retrograde right there. Okay, let's find out if this is romance. Let's find out what's going on for those people who are dealing with romance, the soulmate cycle. There's a big attraction. They're super attracted to you. Their attraction to you is why they're coming in, like they can't handle how much attraction they have to you anymore, right? But pay attention to the red flags so that this relationship can go really smoothly. I have a feeling like this relationship's going to be fine, but there's going to be red flags that you guys need to talk about so that you're actually training this person, and this person is also training you at the same time. So there's some equal give and take, but there's going to be red flags that you see of yourself, and then you also see of the other person. So pay attention to those. And keep an open mind, because this relationship is going to go somewhere. You're just getting to know each other, so I wouldn't worry too much about any of that, but let go of those control issues. If you start to have control issues, they're letting go of their control issues. The fact that they haven't come in yet was their way of controlling this situation with you, because they just didn't understand it. I feel like it's going to go really well. So even though we're in the retrograde, it should go really well because we're in the retrograde. Libra is a sign of money as well. So if you guys are selling your home, you're going to be doing the right things that's going to get you the right money. So don't worry about that either. I just feel like if you're going to sign any contracts, make sure it's after the retrograde. You can do it beforehand, but make sure you are checking everything, okay? So if you have to get out of your contract for some reason right away, it's okay. You can do that. Oh, what am I doing? Let's do your essential oils that came up for you. Are Siberian fir and tangerine. Tangerine is about spontaneity, so I see that for sure. I can see you getting worked up over this Mars energy that's during the retrograde, because the retrograde's slow, and then you have Mars, like fiery energy at the same time. Crazy, right? So, a tangerine will help you if you're starting to feel overburdened by responsibilities, if you're losing your creativity that you're wanting so badly so that you can create in your home, if you're feeling duty-bound or overworked or heavy-hearted or joyless. This is a really great oil for that. And tangerine is about this size oil. And the other one is, and I'll have it in the description box down below so that you can get it. And when you get a membership with doTERRA with me, because it's the only oils that I suggest on this channel, I will assign you to someone on my team that'll make sure that you get continuing education and gifts for the continuing education, and you get your wellness consult and all of those things. So don't worry. I'll send you out the email, and then I'll have it copied to the leader that is going to be with you. The other one is Siberian fir. Siberian fir is about age and perspective. So I think it's about maturity as well. Siberian fir is the same size. It's this size. I have it upstairs because it's my absolute favorite. Oh no, here's some right here. I didn't even know I had this. Please guess what's going upstairs. Siberian fir smells like a Christmas tree. It's one of my favorite oils. It's my husband's favorite oils. We use it on our muscles a lot because we like to run and work out and all of these things. So it's really great for taking a bath with Epsom salt. It's beautiful, beautiful oil. It is a great oil if you're grieving or you have loss or you're feeling sad or regretful or you're fretting over the past. If you're pining for something that you just can't get over, it will help with forgiveness and perspective and honesty and wisdom, and help you live in the present and be optimistic and adaptable and peaceful. All right, so the trapped emotions that we're going to be working on in just a moment after the crystal is resentment in your liver and depression in your gallbladder. let's go ahead and release those in a minute. So you don't have to worry about those as you move through the month, because we got enough to worry about, right, Cancer? We got enough to be cautious about and walk on pins and needles over. So let's find out what crystal can help us. And those are the oils that could help you through that stuff too. You know, I'm going to be making a roller bottle and having that ready, because I don't like to be stuck in my ego, but it does happen sometimes because I have some Aries in my chart, so I get a little fiery sometimes. But at least I can recognize when I do that, and then I stop, right? Okay, Gemini got this same crystal, and it's called black kyanite. So beautiful. Let's see. Black kyanite is about setting boundaries. So maybe you're going to be talking to a Gemini. That might be cool, because both of you guys can set your boundaries. It seems like an equal give and take. It feels like both of you guys are going to have some kind of red flags that come up, and you're going to recognize them and be like more mature about it than you've been in the past. And so boundaries are really important. It's about you saying no to people when you need to. It's about making space for self-care, and you know, separating yourself from others on your day-to-day routine, and making sure that you have time for yourself. And it's about having those boundaries are really important, because it says that you value each other, and it values both of your relationships. And when one person has a boundary and you have another one, and you guys respect those boundaries, that's really cool, because it really does bring value into the relationship. A really great affirmation is, I care for myself and others by maintaining firm boundaries with people in my life. And then each day, try to say no about something that you don't really want to do. If you don't really want to do it, say no. It's okay. Go ahead and sit back, and we're going to work on releasing the trapped emotions. Go ahead and listen to the music and breathe in very deeply. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, Cancer. So what we're going to do is I'm going to keep breathing, and I'm going to invite Archangel Michael in, and your angels and guides and your loved ones. All right. Archangel Michael, I ask for your assistance, please. And I ask for the assistance of Cancer's angels, spirit guides, and loved ones in spirit to be with us here today as we work on resentment and depression. And the first one that we're going to ask Cancer to release today, as they're breathing in and out and in and out, and with each breath, we're going to ask you to remove the resentment that's been living in your liver. So breathe in and breathe out. Release. And breathe in and breathe out. Release. One more time. And I want you to find that resentment and make it really big inside of your body. Ready? Breathe in. Make it really, 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 really big, and breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Archangel Michael, I ask that you take the resentment that Cancer has been breathing in and out, and any cross watchers that have been watching as well, that they've been breathing in and out, and that you transmute that into light energy, so that Cancer no longer has to deal with that resentment anymore. And the next one that we're going to work on today is depression, which has been living in the gallbladder. So breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Archangel Michael, I ask that you take that depression that Cancer is breathing in and breathing out, and taking out of their body today, out of their gallbladder. And I ask that you transmute that into light energy, so Cancer does not have to deal with that energy anymore. And they can move on through this life experience with the things that are happening in their home and in their family, and with this soulmate cycle reunion that's coming back in as well, that they don't have to be resentful, and they don't have to hold on to depression. And that would be really good for their relationships, and we're really thankful for all of that. I want to thank the angels and the spirit guides and the loved ones in spirit, and Archangel Michael, who are here with us here today, who helped us release these trapped emotions, and giving us the opportunity to move through life with a different energy, with more lightness within our heart and within our minds, and we appreciate that. All right, Cancer, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for coming to this reading, and I just want to thank you for being here and watching these videos. I can't wait to see you in the mid-month reading, because your mid-month, I feel like, is going to be so beautiful, because you have romance coming in. It's in your 5th house. That's the house that Gemini is in right now. And that's going to be lit up for you, and it's going to be so gorgeous and so beautiful. You should watch the Gemini video, because when I read that video, it was just so beautiful. The energy, I was like, oh my gosh, I wish this was my, well, I do have some Gemini in my chart, so that would be good too. So I'm excited for that. Anyway, there is the Mercury retrograde reading that I was talking about at the beginning of the video is in the screen right here that you can see, and then plus your playlist is here as well. So check out those, and I'll see you at your mid-month reading, Cancer. Bye.